It was a bitterly cold evening, and rain slashed across the streets like tiny silver daggers. Emma pulled her coat tighter, but it did little to shield her from the wind that whipped through the narrow alleys. The city was unusually quiet. Most people had fled indoors, leaving puddles shimmering under the dim streetlights. She was lost in her thoughts, replaying the day's stress at work, when a faint, desperate sound caught her attention, a quiet, almost imperceptible whimper. Curiosity and concern propelled her forward, and that's when she saw him. A small boy, no older than 12, sat huddled on a wet, splintered park bench. His clothes were soaked and ragged, his shoes had holes, and his thin frame shivered uncontrollably. Dirt streaked his face, and his eyes were hollow, shadowed by hunger and fear. Most people would have passed without a second glance, dismissing him as another unfortunate statistic. But something in Emma's chest twisted, compelling her to stop. She approached slowly, not wanting to startle him. "Hey, are you okay?" she asked gently. The boy flinched, pulling his knees closer to his chest. His eyes darted around, suspicious, as if expecting her to vanish like the rest. Emma crouched down to his level, keeping her voice soft. "I know you're cold and hungry. I can help." She reached into her bag and pulled out a sandwich she had packed for herself. "Here, take this." Hesitation flickered across his face. Pride, fear, or disbelief, she couldn't tell. But hunger won out. His fingers trembled as he took the sandwich, devouring it like he hadn't eaten in days. Emma watched him silently, her heart aching with each bite. After he finished, she offered him her coat. "It's not much, but it'll keep you warmer." For the first time, the boy's eyes softened, a flicker of trust breaking through his guarded exterior. "I'm Liam," he whispered. "I'm Emma," she replied. "I can't fix everything, but I'll help you however I can." She stayed with him until he had enough warmth to stand, then took him to a nearby shelter, making sure he would have a safe place to sleep that night. As she walked home in the rain, Emma didn't realize it yet, but this small act, this single choice to stop and care, was about to change both of their lives forever. After that rainy night, Emma didn't just walk away. She checked in on Liam regularly, bringing him warm meals, school supplies, and a reassuring presence that slowly began to replace the fear and distrust in his eyes. The shelter became a safe haven, but it was Emma's belief in him that gave Liam the courage to start dreaming again. At first, he was hesitant. The streets had taught him to rely on no one but himself, and the idea that someone genuinely cared felt foreign. "Why are you helping me?" he asked one evening, sitting cross-legged on the worn mat in the shelter's common room. "Because someone helped me once," Emma said softly, "and I know what it feels like to need a little kindness. And because I believe in you." Her words planted a seed in Liam's heart. Slowly, he began attending school regularly, absorbing every lesson as if knowledge itself could save him. He devoured books at the shelter's small library, marveling at worlds he had never imagined. Emma made sure he had tutoring when he struggled and celebrated every small victory: a math problem solved, a chapter read, a compliment from a teacher. Outside the shelter, life still had its challenges. Liam faced moments of doubt, of anger at the unfairness of the world, and nights when he wondered if his dreams were too big for a boy who had grown up on the streets. But Emma's unwavering support became his anchor. Over the years, a bond formed between them, one built on trust, gratitude, and quiet admiration. Emma never treated him like a charity case. She treated him like a person capable of greatness, and that belief became Liam's guiding light. He began setting goals: high school, college, a career that could make a difference. Every step he took toward them was fueled by the memory of a woman who had refused to pass him by that fateful night. Even as Liam's world expanded, he never forgot the streets or the vulnerability that had once defined him. Those memories became his motivation to rise above and to help others who might one day be standing where he had been, cold, hungry, and unseen. Emma, meanwhile, returned to her work at the shelter, quietly proud of the progress she was witnessing. She had no idea that her small act of kindness would ripple far beyond her expectations, shaping a life that might one day touch the world in ways neither of them could yet imagine. Years had passed, and Emma's life had settled into a quiet rhythm. She still worked at the shelter, still cared for the children who reminded her of Liam, and often wondered how he was doing. She never expected to hear from him again, yet sometimes, late at night, she would imagine the boy she had helped, older, stronger, perhaps finally safe. Then, one morning, an envelope arrived at her office. It was elegant, thick, and expensive, embossed with a gold insignia she didn't recognize. Inside was an invitation to a gala for a philanthropist whose name she didn't recognize. Curiosity and a subtle sense of foreboding mingled in her chest. She debated ignoring it, but something, a quiet nudge in her heart, urged her to attend. The night of the gala, Emma entered a grand hall shimmering with chandeliers, glass, and laughter. The wealthy and influential mingled in tailored suits and evening gowns, discussing deals and donations. She felt slightly out of place in her modest attire, a quiet observer amid the glittering crowd. Then she saw him. A tall, confident man approached her, eyes bright and unmistakably familiar. Something in his gaze struck her instantly. "Do you remember me?" he asked, his voice warm but carrying the weight of years. Emma's heart skipped a beat. She studied the man carefully, his posture, his expression, the faint lines at the corners of his eyes. Slowly, a name rose unbidden in her mind. "Liam," she whispered, hardly daring to believe it. He smiled, a mixture of pride and humility. "Yes, Liam, you saved me once, years ago, when I had nothing. You believed in me when no one else did." His eyes glimmered with emotion, the memory of that rainy night as vivid to him as it had been to her. Emma's voice trembled. I can't believe it. All this time, I wondered if it mattered, if I really helped at all." Liam shook his head. "It mattered more than you can imagine. That night changed everything for me. Your kindness gave me hope. It gave me the courage to believe I could rise above everything I'd been through. I studied, I worked, I kept pushing forward, because you believed in me." For the first time, Emma saw the full impact of her compassion. The boy she had rescued had grown into a man who had not only survived but thrived. Liam had become a billionaire through relentless determination, but more than wealth, he carried the memory of gratitude and the desire to give back. And now, standing before her, he offered more than thanks. He offered the chance to continue changing lives together. After the gala, Emma and Liam met privately at a quiet corner of the city park where it had all begun years ago. The rain had long since stopped, but the memory of that first night lingered like a gentle echo. Liam shared his journey in detail, how every small opportunity, every moment of encouragement from Emma, had shaped him. Emma listened, astonished and moved, realizing that her single act of kindness had grown into something far greater than she could have imagined. "I want to do more," Liam said earnestly, "not just for me, but for the thousands of children who are still out there, struggling like I once did. I want to create opportunities, hope, a future." Emma's eyes welled up. "I've always believed that every child deserves a chance. But I never thought I'd see someone I helped turn that belief into something so powerful." Together, they began planning a foundation. Liam provided the funding, resources, and vision, while Emma contributed her experience, insight, and deep understanding of what homeless children truly needed. They designed programs for education, mentorship, and safe housing, ensuring no child would have to navigate the streets alone. The foundation quickly grew, touching thousands of lives. Children who had once been invisible were given food, shelter, and guidance. Teenagers who had felt hopeless discovered mentors who believed in their potential. Every success story was a testament to a chain of kindness that began with Emma, continued through Liam's perseverance, and now extended outward to countless others. Through it all, Emma and Liam remained grounded. They often returned to that small park bench where he had once shivered in the rain, reflecting on how far they had come. "It's incredible," Emma said one day, watching a group of children laughing and learning together, to see the difference one moment of kindness can make. Liam nodded, his eyes shining with gratitude. "I owe everything to you. But it's more than that. Your belief gave me the courage to believe in myself, and now we're giving that courage to so many others." Their story became an emblem of hope, a living reminder that even the smallest acts of compassion can ripple across time, transforming lives in unimaginable ways. From a cold, rainy night to a thriving foundation, Emma and Liam proved that empathy and perseverance could change not just one life, but the world.